was having an opportunity to observe mind playing tricks, even on the way over here driving, and resisting what was.
Sure.
And interestingly, in that last exchange,
Yeah.
some of it, a lot of it just
Fell off.
fell off.
Yeah.
So there's a part of me that doesn't want to go back there, but I do, because I know there's a habit of going back to that, clinging to the ideas, and it's seen and it's felt. The heaviness is felt.
Yes.
So I still want to,
Okay.
whatever,
Okay.
get some help in
Okay.
throwing it off more
Okay.
on my own, or
Sure.
yeah.
Okay. So is it about throwing it off more, or is it about not going back? It feels more like it's not going back to picking
Well,
it up
I'd
again.
love to not go back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know the only reason you'd go back is because of habit?
Yeah.
It's only habit. It's nothing more potent or nothing. It's just habit. Habit of thinking a certain way. Habit in running a certain string of thoughts. Repetitive thoughts. It's just habit. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, there's a recognition that there's certain ideas that are resisted,
Okay.
and they're seen.
Okay.
But then, while it's seen, it's still, feeling heavy and.
Then it's not
man.
completely seen.
Okay.
Yeah, mind
That
is, you're just playing it, seeing it, but it's like, I'll keep one foot in and I'll observe with one foot.
Yeah.
Oh, I still feel it. I'm observing,
Yeah.
though, but I still, no.
Yeah.
If you're observing, you're observing.
Yeah.
There's no comment, there's no nothing. You're out of
Oh,
it.
there's definitely resistance
Okay.
to, feeling that this is somehow limiting me from waking up and would you stop that, please? So.
The me doesn't wake up. All that happens is that you see that you don't exist. Yeah, how can the I wake up? There's no I. That's waking up. So what wakes up?
I really don't know.
Yeah. We use that language, but I just want to blow it open a bit.
Yeah. Well, let's look at that a little more, because while you were in your introductory part, when you asked that question, what could you not live without? So the one idea was, this life is for waking up, and if I don't do it in this life,
Okay.
then that's a big problem.
Okay. Okay. I think a lot of people here would have the same one. Yeah.
And I realized, well, that's just an idea, and it's a limiting idea,
Totally.
but still, it was feeling, like almost like grief.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That if I don't get this,
No, the I
there was
won't get it.
there
The I
was no
can't get
point
it.
to
Yes.
whatever is or isn't, or appearing
Yes.
or not appearing. There was just no point if.
Yes. Yes.
So I don't know if that's the main hook,
Sure.
but it's a big one. So
Waking up will happen when it's going to happen.
yeah.
You can do loads for it, or you can sit in the sofa watching TV and eating crisps. It's going to happen when it's going to happen. But there is something called seeking that happens to an awful lot of people. And seeking runs its course, and seeking stops too. It has to stop, because only the I is seeking. And it's a very potent way to keep the I alive, this seeking business. The most, I think, useful thing to apply when that urgency or that attachment to waking up is so alive is to develop patience. Because if there is that, I want this to happen for sure, my God, the I is so alive there. And it's just reinforcing itself.
Absolutely, yeah.
But if patience is cultivated, something gets soft around the desire to wake up. This is where patience is a virtue. This is where it has a point. It comes in here as something that the I experiences, because it's the opposite of the urgency. And towards the ripening of the I, very often something and its opposite will play closely together. Good health, bad health. Or, killed myself working in a stressful job and I do nothing now. Very often extreme opposites happen in the same lifetime as or I was really rich and totally broke. Sometimes both sides of the fence are straddled in one lifetime when somebody ends up in Satsang. That speeding up of having the two experiences. So one of the experiences is that urgency around waking up, its counter experience of the I is patience. They both fall, they kind of negate each other. You don't like that, do you?
I'm not sure how to cultivate patience with myself. I think I've, to some degree, have more patience with other people. I'm not totally patient because there's still thoughts about, of preferences and
Sure.
I wish they'd be that way or not be this way or whatever.
Okay.
But I can kind of say, oh, you're doing it again, and just put it down very easily, much more easily than when I'm looking at the eye.
Yes. Okay.
So it's not that I don't like it, it's just, how.
Okay. It's not patience with people or with yourself, it's just patience.
Without an I.
It's just patience.
Or another.
Without other. It's just patience. It's just patience.
Would that still be a thought?
Of course.
Okay.
I'm just giving the mind what it wants in order for it to just balance the books a little bit, so that it's not so, frenzied. Sometimes you got to cook the books a bit, when it's that invested in something. Play the game with it, huh? Just patience.
See how that goes. I also had another question. The observer is mind.
Yes.
And it arises out of awareness. I don't know. I've been trying to put some of these things together that...
Okay, do you know what would be useful? Sure. Is to get a cleaner handle on observing. Because observing when there's a commentary going on, that's not observing. That's like less of a stickiness to the story, but it's actually not observing. Practice observing, but there's no commentary, there's just a seeing. But there's no quality control or there's no commentary. That needs to be established. So that there's a distance from the potency of the I story. So know when there's observing and know when mind is fooling. And calling it observing, but there's a commentary. Even saying, oh, you're doing it again, it's like, well, who's doing it again? That's not a commentary, that's not observing. That's halfway to observing. Observing is, there's no, I'm good, I'm bad, I'm screwed up, none of that, there's nothing. That's just hurting yourself or something. I don't know. Do you see?
Yeah.
That would be a good thing, actually, is just get a clean handle on observing. So you've got that distance all the time. And I know you do self-inquiry anyway, fine, but the observer needs to be a bit cleaner.